Hi, hello, and welcome. I am definitely not Lad, and you're watching me pug my way to 2.8k rating. I just realized I made a horrible mistake, and that's my boots are not transmogrified. That travesty aside, we're gonna get started with some Uldaman 13. Boss should be dead soon. Rewind time coming in, that'll help finish off the boss 100%. There we go. I mean, it was still an easy time, to be honest. 13 minutes or more left on the clock. But it didn't feel good, right? There's runs that you can do quickly, and there's runs that you can do quickly and feel good about them. This was just a quick run because people were blasting the DPS. All right, we've got a Brackenhide 13 going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Used my incarnation there before the pull timer went off, and then pulled because it resets the cooldown. So you can use that, get a bit more. You can also use the same with any other 2-minute cooldown or longer. We are going to do a big pull here at the start. I told people that would be the case so that they know not to beat the crap out of stuff before I am ready. Start using my cooldowns while I gather, and we're going to pop absolutely everything here and just go to town. Defensive cooldowns, going to use Soothe on that Rage Storm. I'm going to look for the cast from that Soothed Rage Storm guy, the War Scourge. Yeti Slam got slammed. Wasn't Yeti for that. Okay, we have Afflicted. People are taking care of Afflicted. That's beautiful to see. War Scourge does not need to be kicked yet, or somebody already kicked it. Okay, this one needs to be kicked. I'll kick it. That was a very nice pull. I'm going to get rid of this Rage Storm once it starts casting. There we go. The other one is dead, so I don't need to do anything about it. That was beautiful. Grab cage. Okay, so there's a cage back there that needs to be grabbed. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to kick this so that it makes it join us. I'm going to use Barkskin here. Okay. Both of those went through. I'm going to let Rage Storm actually, I'll get rid of Rage Storm. These guys might be able to kick everything. Yeti Slam got slammed again. He wasn't Yeti for it. I'm going to keep making that joke just because it's so freaking bad. Okay, my kick is back up from kicking the K guy. So I'm able to interrupt the War Scourge fear. Okay. Yeah, Withering or Afflicted going through. Our healer got messed up by something. I'm going to use my heal to heal them almost to full. I'm going to heal at the full. Nah, I didn't make it. And I got bopped in the face by the War Scourge for it. Let's see, our healer is making his way back, so I'm just going to chill for a little bit. Use one of my frenzied regions to top myself off. I'm going to charge in, hit everything here. I'm going to drag them to the next group. The reason I'm doing this is because this is not a huge group, and there's no casters in it, so I can freely drag whatever I want. I'm going to pop my cooldown here, my incarnation, and go to town. Okay, I already see that I need to adjust some of my DBM settings where my interrupt things that are supposed to happen are showing up over here, and I don't really like that. Okay, see someone having to run away from the claw fighter. I should have used my incapacitating roar to prevent those from even going on to the group. I'm gonna blast that guy in the back with Moonfire. There we go, he's dead. Click this real quick, and then I can instant cast my mount and be gone. The group does have cooldowns, so I'm going to pull both of these. That's what I have my Omni CD for, is to be able to tell if the group has cooldowns for a big pull. I'm going to interrupt this to make them group up with the rest of us. I'm to remove that Rage Storm to help my team survive. Once my other cooldowns go off or stop buffing me, I'm going to use my survival instincts. I'm going to try and move everything onto the totem. People are focusing the totem. I can see some spells going off on it. That's good. I'm going to kick the fear. I'm going to use... Oh, I don't have Frenzied Regen. Ooh. Roughy, rough. Soon I'll be able to... I'll just use my Nature's Vigil here to try and keep myself alive. I'll use Barkskin. That should keep me up. Okay. Very nice. I'm going to quickly pull that War Scourge in so we can kill that off with the rest of this. We can prioritize the War Scourge and cleave the rest of these guys. I'm just going to keep everything nice and steady over here. That guy in the back's been walking around Trying to figure out where you're supposed to go. Lost in the sauce. And we're going to remove that Rage Storm right away. Stand next to this so people notice the Afflicted. There it is. We're going to kick that. There we go. Very nice. Rough pull. Probably overdid it. Didn't have the necessary cooldowns for it, so I will take full I would have taken full responsibility if we had wiped there. That would have been completely on me. I'm going to look for a kick on that to make him join the rest of the group right here. Just going to use a quick bark skin here. The reason I wanted to pull them further away is so that this patrol can come over here and not have to we don't have to deal with it at all. We're just going to wait until that patrol goes away, and then we're going, oh, a nice distract from the rogue. That's juicy. Gonna make use of that. That was a very good distract. I really like that. I see that distract. 11 out of 10. I like you, Rogue. You did good. Not many people utilize distract as they should. Okay, we're gonna try and focus Gnashtooth. I unfortunately don't have anything to help my group deal with Gnashtooth. I have no AoE, like a defensive thing. What I can do is I can use my Nature's Vigil to help heal the group after Gnashtooth has already done his damage. I'm gonna kick that heal. He's focusing the Druid. The Druid should go Bear form, or just use a very big cooldown. Okay, didn't have a very big cooldown available, it seems. One boss is focusing on me. Paladin helped and res that. I unfortunately have my headset running out of battery, so hopefully it lasts me for the rest of the dungeon. I'm going to use all my offensive cooldowns here now. Kick that Earth Bolt, reduce some of the outgoing damage. Okay, use my trinket. I'm going to move things into these little circles. Hopefully somebody hits that. Hextrick Totem is coming down. I'm going to stand on top of the Hextrick Totem so at least people cleave it. Okay. Healer needs to cleanse me. I might go down here because I'm not able to use any defensives. Yeah. Need cleanse when totem goes down. Are they able to finish this off? We got marked for death. Marked for death person got bopped. The paladin's on top of his game. And they're able to finish it off. Very nice. Nice job, guys. And gals. Ah, okay. No problemo. I was on cooldown, so that's... I understand that. I assumed there was an afflicted. Just going to assume that. Okay. Paladin's rezzing me. Thank you very much. Going to heal myself real quick. There we go. And we're going to get going. I was going to say that Brackenhide was cursed, but apparently it's not because this healer is okay. He's doing fine. We're going to do another big pull here because the group has all their cooldowns available. The paladin doesn't have his wings, but that's okay. I need to taunt that. Still gathering. We're going to gather that Rotslinger to the group, and now we're going to go ham. I'm going to prioritize the Rotslinger so that I can interrupt his burst of decay. Totem's coming down over here. I'm going to move over to the totem. Here come the afflicted. Interrupting the afflicted, or interrupting the rot burst. Should be focusing the decay totem, I guess. Just gonna put it right on top so maybe people notice it better. There we go. This is actually a very rough dungeon for afflicted because you're actually conflicted between using using your cleanse on the disease or using it on the afflicted. Probably chose the wrong comp for this dungeon, considering all of that. Just gonna finish this off. I'm actually gonna grab this tree and drag it to the next group because there's really not much to be gained from killing just a tree alone. Because the rest of this group is not really hard to kill. Use Barkskin here, and then I'm gonna use all my offensive cooldown, Incarnation. Once Barkskin runs out in a second here. Okay, there's Incarnation. The afflicted in the back, both of them are dispelled. It's beautiful to see. We're going to interrupt that decaying roots or whatever it's called. Here comes the Rotslinger. I knew he was coming. I'm going to focus the Rotslinger. Should probably move this just a little bit. Booty pulled a couple of those. That happens. Now I'm going to move back over to where the totem is. Hopefully people are able to reach that. I just really want that totem dead. Okay, there we go. The totem causes the keeps applying dots or the debuff to you, so you want to get rid of the totem as soon as possible. Okay, we have a bit of moment here to heal up. Top everyone off. Maybe let the healer drink a little bit. Healer's choosing not to drink. That's fine. That's his call. He knows his mana pool better than I do. I'm going to give him innervate here because that's legitimately the first time I've used innervate since I've started playing this character. By the way, that's kind of bad, and I should probably not even point that out to anyone. But yeah, it is the first time I've used innervate. We're gonna stack on top of the totem here. It is a lot of movement, but I really want people to notice the totem and beat the shit out of the totem. Okay, where's the Afflicted? They took care of the Afflicted so quick that I don't even know where, like, I didn't even see them. I didn't get to see the Afflicted. That's how good this group is. I love them. I love you guys. If any of you end up watching this video, this was a hell of a run, guys. You did great. That Rogue Distract was beautiful. The Paladin has been crushing it with the spells. Just love it. Yeti. Wasn't quite Yeti for the few bits of damage at the beginning, but he definitely pulled through. He's blasting the DPS right now. Loving it. Oh, my headset keeps beeping at me, telling me that I need to up my brakes and plug it in. The issue is when I plug it in, sometimes it decides to turn itself off randomly while it's charging, so that's kind of frustrating. I'm going to try and get through this dungeon without having to plug it in. But if I randomly stop talking, it's because my headset crapped out and I can't use my microphone anymore. Alright, there we go. I didn't crap out just yet. I was just quiet for a second there. We are doing well on time, I believe. We're having 5 deaths. This is quite good. Didn't wipe on any of the bosses. Very good. Both of them are cleansed. I was just waiting to see that. This boss is pretty unintensive on the mana, so I'm gonna pull it, and I am fairly certain the druid will come out of the fight with more mana than he had going in. Gonna have to get smacked. Drag him back into the the consecration of the paladin. Just gonna grab these for aggro. Capacitating roar to interrupt that. I can take all of these grasping roots. Just trying not to stand in the little poison things left from the goop. I'm gonna use my survival instincts next time I go in, if there is a next time, because this group is just blasting the DPS big time. Hopefully that's still in the consecration. Maybe he's tipping his like little toe. Yeah, there we go. His toe is in the consecration. That's enough. Soon there will be a new consecration for me to work with. There it is. Just gonna stand over here. Capacitating roar. There it is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't make me stand in the nasty stuff. Watch for the whip, guys. It did just get used, so I don't have to worry about it too much. And I think the boss dies before the next Grasping Roots goes through. Very nice. Healer is at 34% mana, so maybe he didn't gain any, but I don't think he lost any either. We're gonna have to deal with Stink Breath. That kind of sucks. It kind of stinks. Haha. Man, I'm full of shit jokes today. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to pull these 2 Gut Busters just to make sure nobody body pulls them. People know to spread out. That's very good. I'm going to use Incarnation here on this this pull. If you didn't know, as any melee class, you can stand right at the edge of this and use all of your melee abilities. Okay, just making sure if okay. We got 2 people down from the Stink Breath. Okay. Put down my Ursol's Vortex to make sure those guys get yoinked around if they decide to try and leave the area. Very good. The Warrior, or Yeti Slam, I should keep using his name because it's such a fucking cool name, honestly. Yeti Slam is on top of things. He's standing right at the edge of that AoE. A little swirl. Let's see where the other group is. We can pull. We should be able to pull this. Okay, yeah, I think we're able to pull this because the paladin will likely use bop on whoever gets targeted. Let's see if we use the bop. Incapacitating roar. I don't have Ursol's vortex. Rogue used evasion, I believe. No, he didn't use evasion, but he survived, so that's all that matters. You're gonna have a big AoE group heal coming through here in a second. Just waiting for people to get a bit lower like that, and there we go. Big heal for the group. I'm gonna help the Druid heal things up because the bleed from that is pretty intense. Druid hasn't sat down to drink in a while. He's been hovering around that 30% mana mark for quite a bit now. And he's taking it like a champ, man. This Druid doesn't give a shit about my mana. Or my mana. About his mana. Okay, so Yeti's slamming the DPS. The Rogue's Distract was sick. The Paladin's on top of the Dispels. This group's fucking blasting it. I'm gonna drag this into the boss fight. No reason to fight just that thing. We got 10 seconds on... Okay, no, everyone has all their cooldowns. We're gonna get started. There's an Afflicted way back in the distance. Fortunately, I don't think we'll be able to deal with that, but I think we outrange it. Okay, we did outrange it. I was looking at that in the back the entire time instead of focusing on this. Yeti slamming that pummel. More like a Yeti pummel. God, I really need to stop with these with these jokes. It's so bad. No, my headset's beeping at me. I actually don't know if you guys hear the beep beep from the headset or not. I'm hoping not. I'm gonna bark skin this because it's a tank buster, even though we're on fortified. Still, good to get some practice in. We're gonna interrupt that. I'm going to boom, boom, boom. What the fuck am I saying? I'm going to moonfire the dogs. That's what I'm going to do. They're not dogs, they're hyenas, lad. What are you talking about? Gut shot. Didn't even feel it. Didn't even flinch. Did you see that? Kick that so that we can keep CCing the dogs. We have 2 afflicted in the back. There we go. Both of them dispelled. People are just kicking ass at this game. Dude, this is so much smoother than the Uldaman run. The DPS is lower than the Uldaman run, but it's so much smoother. Why? Because people are doing the fucking afflicted correctly. It's beautiful. Okay, another kick. Wonderful. Thank you, group, for using your kicks. It's amazing to see. Okay, there we go. More kicks. Beautiful. Rage Storm is coming through here in a second. There's a Rage Storm. We're going to remove that with our Soothe. There it is. That means that the cast for the Fear is coming through soon. Right after that, we're going to interrupt it. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can't even... This group is just kicking ass. I love it. I'm having a blast. These are the runs I live for. This is what I love about Mythic Plus. A group that just does everything right. And the run feels flawless. It feels smooth. It feels easy. Nice. The rogue is using Shroud so we can run through. We don't have to give a shit about those. Beautiful. We're going to have to pull quite a bit here, so I'm going to get started on that. Pull that War Scourge. Interrupt that and drag all these guys over. There we go. I'm going to use my... There it is. Hopefully somebody kicks that. Nice. Of course they're going to kick that. This group's fucking... just a bunch of legends. There's a Rage Storm. We're going to remove that instantly with our Soothe. Beautiful. And I'm going to grab this Rot Hexer. Get me up that little hill. And we're going to grab this Rot Hexer. This might be pushing it here a bit, but I'm going to pop my Incarnation, help a bit with the damage. Also make sure I don't die for 30 seconds. That's basically what Incarnation means. I'm going to try and position in such a way so this person can keep meleeing. Hopefully they get dispelled soon. Okay, here are the Afflicted, so we kept our dispels for that. That's good. Okay, the warrior is still able to DPS, so it doesn't matter too much that he has that thing. Now we got the next set of dispels on that. That's wonderful. We'll have a dispel soon for the druid as well. There it is. Another one for the rogue, or the rogue can just choose to use thingy thing cloak if he has it. I'm gonna heal the druid to full. We've removed all the diseases, and we're good to go. This feels good. 94%. We're gonna finish off the percentage after we finish off the boss, because everyone has their cooldowns ready. I want them to use that on the boss. Here comes the breath. We're gonna move over to the other side of the room so that once he's ready to, or she, I think it's a she. Once the boss is ready, I'll just call it the boss. to cast the totem. The totem lands behind the circle, and we don't have to worry about the circle being on top of the totem and the melee DPS, which is basically all of our DPS, not being able to actually hit the totem. So here I have to make sure, since it's a full melee group as far as DPS is concerned, I have to make sure that we do position the totem correctly. If it was a full range group, I wouldn't give a fuck about where the totem lands. I would just try to position the boss so that people can more easily move around the room. But since we do have all melee, I need to make sure that they have a way to get to the totem. And the boss always drops the totem on the opposite side of the room from where the boss is currently standing. So if they're standing here, they'll drop it over there. Right now I'm just trying to stay ahead of the circle so that I can focus on the so that the totem lands on the other side of the room, safely far away from the circle, and the circle doesn't pose a threat to my melee DPS. I'm just kind of repeating myself here, but that's basically the name of the game with this boss fight. We're going to start moving soon. There we go. I have my incarnation back up. Going to use my totem, my trinket as well. Charge over to that. Boss is going to do his thing. Just gotta make sure I don't stack on top of other people. Breath is coming soon. We're gonna position this way so the breath goes here. Very nice. And the boss should be gone. There we go. Very nice. Still need percent. I think this group over here should be the 6% that we're missing. I'm not 100% sure though. Okay. Pull that. Interrupt. Headset still beeping at me. Okay, just gonna keep mashing. I'm going to interrupt with my AoE, incapacitating roar. I'm gonna remove the rage storm with my soothe. Use my healing. I need to get on top of using the healing cooldown more. I should probably add it to my bar here to just keep track of it. Beautiful, the rogue kicks that fear. I don't have to worry about it. Well, that's gonna be not enough, so we're just gonna start getting going over there, because this is not enough to fill out the bar. 5%, so we're gonna need these two, the K callers, or filth callers. Afflicted in the back. Dealt with, of course, because this group's just a bunch of fucking champions. Okay, we're gonna kick this, make him move over to us. Rage Storm is going off here in a second, gonna soothe it. Saving my global there. Going to just quickly push these guys back so I don't have to worry about us pulling anything else. There we go. And that's the percent. Sloppy on the percent there, sorry. Yeah, I should have pulled differently to make the percentage a little bit better. Give the rogue a bit of movement speed. I'm sure he'll appreciate that, so he can get his loot faster. I think I switched to loot spec feral here because there's a nice trinket here. I got the Tuskar Bone Necklace. That is crit and verse. I'll take that over crit and mastery. That sounds like a better set of stats. And it's 3 out of 8 champion instead of 1 out of 8 champion, so that's some flight stones saved right there. Nice run, guys. Thanks for the run. Thanks. Nice run, guys. Thanks for the run, guys. Guys, run. Thanks, guys. Good run, guys. Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna go charge my headset after I do a little recap. So a little recap of today's video. We did an Uldaman 13 with Fortified and Afflicted affixes. It was a little bit stressful for me because I kept looking at the Afflicted and seeing that they weren't being dispelled. I think one of the contributing factors to that was the fact that we had a, whatchamacallit, we had a monk healer who I think was new to healing because his healing wasn't really there. People were constantly low. Whatever the case was, we still 2-starred that dungeon, so it was perfectly fine. And I was getting a little bit salty just because I was getting stressed out because I saw those afflicted not being dispelled. So what I just recently realized, and I feel really embarrassed about this, but what I recently realized was that you can actually remove corruption quite easily by just sacrificing a couple of talents here. I somehow thought that it was like a tier down, that I needed to use more points. And in that case, it would have kind of sucked because I would not have been able to grab Typhoon and Ursul's Vortex, which are extremely useful CC tools for a druid to use. After that Uldaman run, we had a Brackenhide Hollow run, which was just a blast. You could hear it in my voice, and you could hear it in me saying 50 times that I'm having a good time, because the group was on top of everything. It was a really nice run, and I love runs like that, where everyone's just on top of their game. They just know what to do, It's beautiful. It's that whole chef's kiss meme. In other news, we have new boots. We got ourselves new boots. I had someone craft them. I had to go and run a heroic version of Brackenhide Hollow. I soloed it because Guardian Druid. I'm going to also craft probably a belt or bracers that are going to have the toxified armor patch, because if you read what the description of this embellishment says, it says these effects are increased by 100% if you equip an item crafted with toxified armor patch. As soon as we have gold and another Worm's Shadowflame crest, we're going to craft an enchanted Worm's Shadowflame crest, and then we're going to work on getting gold, and we're going to have either a belt or a wrist crafted with the toxified armor patch so that we can increase the damage from this. I'm actually curious now how much the thingy thing did. It actually did 2.36 million damage. That is sick, dude. And that's just the damage. It's not even the healing that it did. We'll check the healing in a second. Okay, that's 650,000 healing. That's just that's great. 1.7% doesn't seem like much, but that's because after the wildfire healed for almost 10.5 million in that run, and all the self healing that I have from all the other sources that I do. But 650,000 over 20 minutes is nothing to sneeze at. So I need to figure out a better way to farm Flightstones. It's probably I can't really do world quests because I haven't done the quest lines. But what I think I'll do here while my headset charges is actually go through all the quest lines and try to get as much gold as I can from those quests. And after that, I'll run one more dungeon, which will get me the third Worm's Crest, and then I'll craft the Enchanted Worm's Crest. And I'm just repeating myself at this point. Anyway, you get the idea. There's going to be more Mythic Plus runs in the next episode, and then before the next episode, I'm going to be doing some quests off camera. I guess I'm on camera right now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.